My name is Shrestha, and today I'm going to give you a workshop on Git in GitHub. Git Good, mastering the ultimate coding quick save. Let's jump right in. So, have you ever spent 3 hours grinding in an RPG, finally got to the boss, and died instantly, and then you realize you forgot to save? That feeling in the pit of your stomach? That's exactly why developers use Git. So, welcome everyone. Today we aren't talking about gaming, we are talking about coding. But honestly, it's the same concept. We're going to learn Git and GitHub using the ultimate analogy, the video game save system. Let's jump right in. So, the biggest confusion that beginners have is thinking that Git and GitHub are the same thing. They aren't. In technical terms, Git is a version control system, and GitHub is a system that hosts Git repositories. But forget the technical terms. In simpler terms, think of Git as the quick save button on a keyboard. It's installed right here on your computer. You don't need the internet to use it. You're playing your game, you defeat a mini boss, and you quick save. You can have hundreds of these little save points on your hard drive. Well, GitHub on the other hand is like Stream Cloud Saves or PlayStation Plus Cloud Storage. It's a website where you upload those local saves. Now, why do we need GitHub? There are two primary reasons for it. The first is backup. If your laptop ever explodes, your save files are safe in the cloud. The second is multiplayer. If you're building a massive game with friends, you all need to share the same file, right? Well, there is a twist. Coding is different than gaming in the sense that in most online games you have to be online to play, right? Git is unique. It lets you play offline. You can go on a plane with no Wi Fi, code for 5 hours, and make 20 local saves on your laptop. And then when you land and connect to Wi Fi, you upload all of them to GitHub at once. It's incredibly powerful. But there's a trade off. It leads Syncing up offline works can sometimes lead to glitches called merge conflicts. We'll I'll tell you all about them in the later part of the video. But for now, let me show you. This is my GitHub page. So this is a README page of my GitHub, and this is generally the first page that anybody sees when they visit your profile. Git is so good because in this tab repositories, you can see all of my created repositories. These contain all the code that I've written and pushed to GitHub. Now anybody can read this code and they can understand why I made certain choices, and they can do similar thing in their own code and thereby improve their own code. Similarly, you can push your own code, thereby allowing others to learn from it. And you should make this page as personalized as possible because this is the first impression of you as a developer. For now, let's jump into repository section. Right, there is one more thing. There are primarily two prerequisites to this workshop. The first is you need to have Git installed on your computer. So you can refer to this article right here. You can install Git on Windows, Git on Linux, or you can install Git on Mac using this article. The second is having an account on GitHub. If you have both of these, we can jump right in to actually understanding how everything works. So I'll go to this repositories tab. I'll click on a new repository and I'll put a repository name, for example, tutorial for now. Okay, so what exactly is a repository? A repository is just a folder in which your project is present, and a Git repository is just a repository where Git is active. I'll tell you all about these terms in just a minute, but for now, let's understand what these all mean. So visibility is just choosing who can see your code. If it's public, then everybody can see your code. If it's private, only I choose like who I want to show this code to. So for now, let's leave it as is, and let's leave all the settings as is for now, and I'll just create a repository. So the repository has been created. Now we can see a bunch of instructions right here. So let's just leave them as is for now, and I will go to this VS Code folder that I have made. So this is a new terminal. You can open it right from here and click by clicking on new terminal. Now, so these are the three files that I have right here. So how do you actually initialize Git in a repository? All I'm going to do is I'm going to type git init in this repository. You can also see this command right here. So these you can follow these instructions as is, but what it essentially does is it tells Git that Git needs to be active in here and make it a Git repository. I'll press enter, and we can see that a Git and in an empty Git repository has been initialized in this folder right here. Okay, now how do I actually save in Git? In a game, when you are playing an RPG game, it's a very simple process. All you need to do is you just click on the save button in the menu, right? In Git, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but there is a good reason for that. It's a three-step process: Git add, Git commit, and Git push. But this is actually a really good thing because it gives you more freedom. Uh, I'll just show you what it means in a minute, but for now, let me show you how to actually save it. I'll do a git add, and then I'll actually whichever file I need to save, I'll just name that file here. So it's hero.txt. So hero.txt. Now this file has moved into the staging area. The staging area is basically how Git knows which file it needs to commit, or which file it needs to save basically. So by using this add command right here, I just send this hero.txt file into the staging area. Now let me just commit this file before I tell you more about it. Git commit m add hero.txt. So hero.txt has been added. You can see that this file has changed from green to a gray color. Now what I meant by giving you more freedom is, imagine if I made imagine if I were playing an RPG and I made three changes to my game. Imagine I upgraded my armor, I defeated a boss monster, and I did like a lot of farming. If I save in a video game, I will need to save all of that progress, right? But in Git, you can choose to save only particular parts of your game. Like if I made changes in all of these three files, I can actually choose which one of these files I actually want to save. Like for example, I only wanted to save hero.txt, so I only added hero.txt and I only committed that file. Now let me show you by committing all the other files as well. So git add skills.txt and story.txt, and then I can commit it. Git commit m add skills.txt and story.txt. Now both of these files have been committed as well. But how do you actually add a remote to this Git repository? I actually need to push it to GitHub as well, right? In order to reap those two benefits that I mentioned right here. Right, backup as well as multiplayer. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll just follow these instructions right here, plain and simple. So we can see this command right here, git remote add origin, and this URL is just the URL of this repository right here, tutorial. So I'm going to copy this command, then I'll go back to VS Code and then I'll paste it. So remote has been added right here. Now let's talk about branching. I'll tell you more about branching when I actually show you how to make branches, but for now just understand that Git branch is used to change your branch. For now you can see that this master is a branch that we have right now. We can also check it by using the command git branch, and we can see that it has replied as asterisk master, which tells us that we are on the master branch right now. Now I want to shift my branch from master to main. I'll just copy this command right here and I will paste it. As you can see that the branch has changed from master to main. We can also confirm it by typing git branch. Right. So as you can see that we have changed our branch from master to main. Now in order to push this to GitHub, all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this command git push u origin main, and I'm going to paste it. So what it essentially does is it pushes all of the commits that I've made locally to GitHub to the main branch. So I'll press enter, and sure enough I have got this entire message right here. Now all I need to do is I just refresh it right here, and voila, all of this has been pushed to GitHub. So this is really great because now my code is on the cloud and anybody can benefit from seeing it. Even I don't have to worry about losing this code if I lose my laptop or anything. So you can see that this entire thing is the same as this entire thing. So this is how it looks when you've pushed your code. Okay, now when you are using Git, in order to commit, add, commit, or push something, you need to remember that there are three states that you can possibly have when you're working with your, project. Let me just push right clear right here. So the terminal is cleared. Now you can see that all of these are gray. If I change something right here, like health is 100, we just took some damage and the health is 90 now. Now you can see that this has changed from a gray to a orange color. This just means that this file has been modified. Now how do I check like which all files have been modified? All I'm going to do is type git status right here, and we can see that hero.txt has been modified. So this state is called modified state. Essentially things are different than they were before. The second is staging. All I need to do is add this file git add hero.txt. So this is called putting this file into the staging area. So you can see that in the terminal it says your branch is up to date but changes are not staged for commit. So this change was not staged for commit right here. If I type git status again, what do you think will happen? Right. So now we can read that my branch is up to date and changes to be committed are these. So I know that this has been staged because right here it says use git restore stage file to unstage. For now we'll just leave this command as is, but you can see right here that git restore staged is a command that can be used to unstage this file. Now the third state is committed. Just as I told you earlier, we can commit it by using git commit m modified hero.txt. So the dash m is used to specify the message that I want to. So this message can be written right here in these strings as a string. So this has been committed, and I can see if I refresh it, it says 8 minutes for now, 8 minutes ago. And okay, why this didn't change is because I didn't push the changes right now. Let me push them as well. Git push. So the changes have been pushed. Now let me refresh once more. And sure enough, it says right now because modified hero.txt has been pushed, and the health is 90 right now. So this is essentially how you use a Git workflow. Okay, so now let's go back to the code editor. I'll tell you about one of another feature that Git offers, branching. So imagine you're playing your RPG, you have a really good guy playthrough going on, but you want to see what happens when you join the villains. You don't want to ruin the main save file though. What do? You create separate save slot. You try out the villain path. If it sucks, you delete the slot and you go back to the main game. If it's awesome, you just keep going. In Git, the main save slot is called the main branch. Let's say we want to add a dragon to our game, but we aren't sure if that will break everything. So we'll create a branch. How you create a branch is git checkout -b add dragon feature. So as we can see, we have switched to a new branch called add dragon feature. We are basically in an alternate timeline. We can change files, break things, delete everything, and our main branch is completely safe, untouched. So let me add this dragon feature to story.txt. A dragon has entered. So we can see that this file has been modified right now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add this file, that story, and commit it. Add the dragon feature. So this file has been committed now. Now I'm going to go back to the main timeline. Git checkout main. So my branch has switched to main. Now I'm going to perform something called merging. Merging is basically when I tell Git to absorb the alternate timeline. How I do merging is git merge and then the name of the branch. We can see the name of the branch right here. When we use the command git checkout add dragon feature, Then we will switch from main to this, and dash b was used to create the new branch and then switch to it. Well, we didn't use the dash b here because the main was always already created. It's a default branch in you know Git. Add dragon feature. So the file is updated, and story.txt has one file changed with one insertion. So the main file now has dragons. Well, all of this sounds perfect, right? But remember earlier I told you that because Git lets people play offline, we can get glitches when trying to sync up. Welcome to the final boss of Git, the merge conflict. This happens when two people change the exact same line of code in two different ways, and Git doesn't know which one to pick. It might not seem that way at first, but it's actually a great feature because it doesn't let your production version break. Now let's force one to happen right now so you can see it happening in action. So now we can see that the story.txt says that the hero has a red sword. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new branch. Uh, Git checkout red sword update. Okay, let me create this new branch. Git checkout dash b red sword update. So a new branch has been made, and we have switched to that branch as well. So we can see it right here. Now in this timeline, I will change the line the hero has a red sword to a hero has a blue sword. Simple enough, right? Now let me just commit these actions. Git add story.txt, git commit m, changed the sword color to blue. So I've changed the sword color from red to blue. Now let me go back to the main branch. Git checkout main. Let me update this file once again, and the hero is a we can see that it's a red sword right now because I'm in the main branch right now, and the change that I made was in this another branch in the alternate timeline right now. So the main doesn't know that a change has been made. So I made it blue there. Let me make it green right here. So the hero has a green sword is what I've changed here. Now let me commit this file as well. Git add story.txt, git commit m, changed the sword from red to green. So I've also committed this file as well. So we have two different alternate realities right now. The main thinks that the sword is green. The other branch thinks that it's red. It's blue. So watch what happens when I try to merge them. Git merge red sword update. So this is what a merge conflict looks like. We can see a lot of these symbols right now, and this is the current change and this is the incoming change. So how can we actually resolve this merge conflict? We just need to actually remove all of these lines, and we need to only keep the lines that we want to keep. Essentially what has happened is that Git has panicked. It has paused the game, and it's basically telling me that I have two different realities for line 1. Git cannot make this decision for me, and that's a very good thing because for now it's a simple line. But what if it was a complex function? The entire functionality could change, and especially if that function was being used in other files or in other parts of the files, then my entire production version could break. So this is a really good feature that Git does not allow. It just doesn't make assume changes on its own. So let me just clear this. So I want to keep the blue sword, for example. So I'm going to remove all of these lines, and I will keep it as is. Let me remove the space as well. Now I just need to commit this. Git add story.txt, git commit m, resolved the merge conflict. Let me just push this all. Git push. So this has been pushed and the boss has been defeated. So this is how you resolve a merge conflict. So Git may seem intimidating at first because it's all just text commands, but just remember that it's just a very advanced save game system. It lets you save locally, upload those saves to the cloud, create alternate timelines for experimenting, and combine those timelines back together. Don't be scared of the merge conflicts. They are just the game asking you to make a choice. Practice these commands and I promise that you'll never lose progress to a forgotten save again. Thank you for watching and have happy coding again. Happy coding. Also, you can always use this another feature by GitHub called GitHub Copilot if you ever feel stuck in order to get help. Thank you.